they seem very comfortable with Safling, Kunkka, and DK. And if the Kunkka does go mid, as you said, it's a kind of a wash between the two. So they seem fine with that as well. Last pick carry now for them. What is left?
10 seconds remaining.
I don't dislike the idea of just going for Terrorblade here.
5 seconds remaining.
I think works pretty well.
Yeah, I mean,
team pick. Templar assassin.
TA even. I mean, I don't dislike that. Never do. It's a pretty clean TA game, to be fair. This works quite well. The only thing is OG are slightly low on disables, but they do have Pull and Grimstroke and then DK as well.
and they immediately pick up the Medusa. Is very similar flavor to what we've seen before from Nigma Galaxy, where they've done the side lane Kunkka and Quap, and then they grab this big carry hero for Miracle in the mid lane.
Yeah, this is definitely like a 4 protect 1 type draft from Enigma, and also a great hero to have the Weaver Aghanims for later on if you want to siege higher ground with Medusa. You know, you can send her in and protect. So it rounds out the draft really well. It's also a thick hero that doesn't die to TA very well. You can't really burst down a Medusa quickly. So a smart draft, I think.
No, it's a little dark here. A little dark in the studio. I need to brighten things up.
Yeah.
I need my sunshine. Oh. Where is my sunshine? Can we see what's behind door number 2, please, production? Oh my God!
Damn, did you do your
Hello?
Oh.
Hello, everybody.
It's magnificent.
I'm beautiful today. I got my beauty sleep.
Yes.
Delicious Dota to come today. How are you,
your
gentlemen?
hair is
Would you like?
It's wonderful.
Would you like to take a ride, capitalist?
Oh.
I know you like to ride me sometime.
Oh, I certainly would, Sunsfan, but I'm not sure if that's appropriate for the broadcast. Plus, we got to get into the game, so why don't I hop on there, Sunsfan, and let's go, boy. Yeah.
Oh, that hurt. Don't touch me so. That's too aggressive, capitalist. Goodness gracious. Your American culture just coming straight out here as we have game number 1, because it's only a best of 1 between OG and Nigma Galaxy. They are both 0-1. Waga, I believe you are joining me. Hello?
Yes, hello. Oh my God, my mic is working too. Perfect.
Well done. You've done so well for yourself today.
You too.
So
your hair looks on
about
point.
This. I'm never going to be that beautiful again. Very sad, actually, to recognize that. So yeah, DK, not a hero we get to see all that often on the offlane for. You call him Amar, right? I'm going to try to pronounce it as the Amar.
I'm not sure if I'm saying it right or if I'm saying it wrong, but yeah, that's what I call it.
Well, my middle name is very similar, and he's Middle Eastern like me, so I assume it's Amar, but...
MR? Okay.
Maybe they'll correct me later. Yeah.
Yep. Either way, I'll go with you.
DK, why is this hero being picked? Why?
He's a great hero to bring some immediate disable. Once he gets his blink dagger, he is fantastic to lead the way, and he also brings some tower push. Like, that's the things you look towards: reliable siege, good initiation. He does need that blink dagger though before he really does this. Great vision here for Nigma. They have wards on this.
Yep, and you see, looks like Nigma are going to be able to snag the 2 bounties, but it'll be likely a trade here. Yeah, MR able to even it up. So, I heard some of the math skills coming out between you and Cap, and it was embarrassing, but after you went through that just horrible display of figuring out what like the tiebreaker situations, I realized I don't know either. So what did you decide?
Well,
how important is this match?
What I say with pretty decent confidence here is that whoever loses this is relying on a tiebreaker in the tiebreaker to not be out, which is not a great spot to be in. So yeah, you probably want to win. This is a fairly important match.
And between the two of them, you think that OG looked a little bit better, even though obviously they're playing different opponents and different heroes, so it's really hard to gauge off of one game.
Yeah.
But would you say OG looked stronger?
OG looked a little bit better, but none of them really looked like they turned up prepared. But it is just the first game. Could be first game of the day jitters, you know. So if they perform well in next 2 here, that doesn't matter too much.
I don't know about the jitters from Enigma Galaxy. Maybe the old man itis with Kuroki just has to, you know, work those muscles in as MR on the top lane gets off the Dragon Tail and Kuro. Looks like he's warmed up to me. He's chasing off a Dragon Knight. That's a Dragon Knight from the anime, I'm pretty sure.
Oh my. The main character? That sounds like a fierce opponent.
It's very unfortunate that they picked the most boring character for that.
I'm glad.
For another time.
I'm glad you also say that. The most bland hero.
Could have blind chosen any other hero. Probably would have been more interesting, honestly. But again, another time, another discussion. Misha bot lane. That's going to be first blood going the way of GH. Chasing down with that Swarm and Shikuchi. So Enigma off to a good start here. Let's talk about this bottom lane. So it is TA and IO. Not the most traditional combo against Mind Control on his Spirit Breaker and GH's Weaver.
I feel like Wisp kind of just exists to later on play around the Storm Spirit more, and he's just paired up with TA for now because that's where he ended up. Like, yeah, you guys sit next to each other on the bus. They don't really work that well in the lane, but TA is not going to be pressured too much, I think, on this lane. I wouldn't want to be Wisp, though.
She's fine. Yeah. But then again, it is Wisp, and whatever it is, extremely strong, obviously. It feels like in every patches. Grimstroke, Taiga, going to be taken out by Kuroki in the top lane as well. So 2-0 advantage for Enigma so far. Let's talk about the mid lane. So BZM playing the Storm Spirit against Miracle on the Medusa. What do you think of this matchup?
I think Medusa is happier than Storm here because you never get good trading farm against that old Wisp. Gonna get chased again.
Misha might be dead again, potentially. Has to kill off the Swarm, but looks like he creates enough distance to be safe here.
Yeah,
Go ahead and continue.
Yeah, he'll be fine for now. I think you're never happy if Medusa gets like complete free farm, and that's what we're gonna see here, I think. I don't see how a Storm can pressure Medusa to a way that she doesn't get farm. And I mean, I've seen what Miracle can do with a good start.
Stupendous.
Yep, he is quite good at Dota, it seems. And that top lane is the one that we haven't really talked about as much, even though all the kills have been up here, basically. Well, I guess 1 out of 2. LTW is going to set up the Torrent. Inkswell to follow, though. MR able to get it off onto Kuroki into the Dragon Tail. He's going to be able to walk away safely as a result, but he is getting heavily harassed. Has the 2 levels of Dragon Blood now, the anime name. We can talk about that all day, I guess.
Yeah, this lane is starting to show why I know Cap really likes this combination of Kunkka and Bane, talking about how strong it is. It's very difficult to prevent them from doing what they want to do, whereas the Inkswell is hard to get off if you get nightmared or get torrented. You can't really land it as cleanly as you want.
And you guys were talking about Enfeeble and the healing reduction aspect to it. When do you usually get Enfeeble, would you say? And do you think that you get it earlier in this game? I mean, level 1 is 45% health reduction. Yeah, and against Dragon Blood, pretty good.
The thing is, it has a very long cooldown, and it is cheap, but I think you'd rather put more points into Brain Sap and Nightmare. You could get it on level 4 now, though. It wouldn't be bad.
Let's see what he chooses to go with. Has 10 wand charges right now, and yeah, it looks like MR is doing just fine up here in terms of his HP. There's the Inkswell with the Dragon Tail combo, but a Torrent to try to counteract this a little bit. Kuroki still has Brain Sap, going to use it, but a little bit of trouble. Looks like he'll walk away safely. So just harassment at the end of the day, but this is a pretty cool combo. Obviously, Dragon Tail, the longest single target stun in the game, especially level 1, although it has been nerfed over the years. But setting it up for Inkswell, not the most common Inkswell target for DK, but it's still pretty effective, it looks like.
Yeah, it's rather good. We see some trades on mid lane, but this is just posturing. I don't think either is trying to kill the other. As he does get level 6 though on Storm, but Miracle has 15 magic stick charges. I think he better respected.
Yeah, and I mean, CS is like 34-11 to 40-4, so Storm doing a good job in that department, but he actually is losing the XP department by a half level right now.
He cleared more small creeps. That's the main thing.
Now he's gonna jump in. Inkswell is there. This is a more common combo here. Miracle looks to be taking a tumble, but Kuroki TP's just a little bit too late. Gets the Nightmare off, but not really gonna do too much. So Miracle will fall in the mid lane.
Oh my god, that was so unfortunate. Okay, I'll talk about that after he tried to kill Taiga. Got chased after him.
Got to get the swarm off, so GH has made his transition over as well. Looks like he'll probably find the kill, although Stroke of Fate is available to get some residual damage, and BZM doesn't look to be going to finish the job here as GH has Shikuchu still.
So something very unlucky happened to Miracle, or I guess unfortunate more so. The catapult creep was so far behind the creep wave, and he sent out his Mystic Snake to try and get mana back. But it kept bouncing away all the way back to the siege creep before it came back to him. So he actually died before he came back with the mana. So he could maybe have lived on Medusa, but I don't think he expected the Mystic Snake to take so long to come back.
Yes, that is unfortunate. His bottom lane swarm onto Yuragi. Doesn't have refraction for another 10 seconds, but Misha is here to save the day as per norm. That is the job of the IO, of course. We're seeing a little replay here of that Mystic Snake. Let's see.
Yeah, look, it just sails away. It never comes back.
Yeah, that's a long bounce. Yeah, that is unfortunate. Oh. And that's pretty much the lifeblood of a Medusa in lane, of course. His top lane, seeing more harassment come out. Dragon Tail with the Inkswell again. You can see that ILTW has done a nice job here. Level 6 being left. Now that he has that Helm of the Iron Will, kind of 1v2 and be relatively okay.
Yeah, at some time, I think Dragon Knight is now going to be happy being left alone as well, because he has 3 points in Dragon's Blood, 0.35. Very defensive.
At bottom lane, we have the charge into the swarm. And Misha is going to get some TP support from Taiga. Gets out the Inkswell, but not before he ends up dying on the Eye. They're going to try to turn this around. The position 3 Spirit Breaker for Mind Control. Phantom's Embrace going to prevent any potential charge out, but do they have the damage? He is so fast with these phase boots. And Taiga ends up getting the kill regardless.
Yeah, you have so low attack speed when you play Spirit Breaker. He takes 1.5 seconds per attack, so killing off the Phantom's Embrace in the early game is really tedious.
Gotta get that Echo Saber just for that Phantom Embrace, huh?
Tigam hates that item. He's like blaming everyone who gets it.
Really?
Yeah.
A little bit surprising. The Spirit Breaker specialist is Miracle is gonna get gone on mid. BZM and Misha are here, but Miracle just gonna TP out and will be successful at doing so.
Yeah, I saw some people buying Echo Saber and Spirit Breaker, and Tigam just standing there saying that's a grief item, like he'd rather see a shard or something. You think Shadowblade is the better alternative?
Yeah, I mean, it depends on position. If you were seeing a more core like mid or, I guess, potentially safe lane, Echo Saber makes a lot more sense, but Shadowblade is pretty god tier on this hero these days. There's Inkswell, Yuragi, another silence coming out from the Phantom's Race. He's trying to kill off that. The wife of, I believe that's the Lord, the Grimstroke's wife is actually haunting his enemies.
Yeah, exactly.
Should be haunting himself.
He sends his wife.
More accurate.
Yeah, that's correct. A little bit strange method of fighting, but you know, he's a weird dude, Grimstroke. Meanwhile, something almost
fights with a paintbrush, so he's a weird guy indeed.
Something almost as big as that kill happened at the same time. There was an item drop that Storm Spirit players love to see, the Fairy Trinkets. This is such a good item. You can keep it to tier 3 sometimes, just because of how value it is on Storm.
I don't remember if they even nerfed it. There's the Inkswell again. Electric Vortex gonna set it up. Kuroki, Silent, and OG are just abusing this combo left, right, and center. You can see Taiga is just everywhere with this Inkswell. Maybe there's so much setup to make sure that they can get some kills on a consistent basis here. Have tied it up 4-4.
Dragon.
Meanwhile, Dragon Knight gets bodied down bit by bit by the ulti of Spirit Breaker and persistent right clicks of Kunkka.
Dire's bottom
that's a pretty big kill. So it will be the initial Blink Dagger, it looks like, for the DK, as BZM not only has the Fairy Trinket, but an Arcane Rune as well.
Wow, that's
how nice. But the grip comes out. Taiga, Miracle trying to set things up with that Stone Gaze. Taiga's actually just going to walk away for now. Miracle continuing to chase. Not able to find the kill, though.
Yeah, he has to be happy about Storm coming in to help him there. Definitely saved his buddy. Nice little jump. Didn't get a kill for it, but he saves his Grimstroke to live another day.
The BZM working on an Orchid this time around, has the Oblivion staff, and not that far away, honestly. He's farming quite well. He is second in net worth behind his TA, Yuragi, who has Dragonlance going for Deso. Cookie cutter build from him again, but doesn't mean it's bad. Just
both of them getting up to a pretty good start here on the core positions, and meanwhile, little bit behind on the core farm, perhaps, is Nigma, but they do have a really good game going on Weaver. He almost has
Step
the entire
lively
Spirit
now.
Vessel
Your
already,
admiral
which
is
is
on board.
great against Dragon Knight.
Dire's
And Wisp, of
structures
course.
are fortified.
Man, imagine
Dire's top
Enfeeble
tower is
and
under
Spirit
attack.
Vessel. Unbelievable healing reduction. That is crazy. MR on the Dragon Knight. He pops the DK form, applying some pressure to this tier 1 tower. We'll probably get pushed out here with ILTW and GH, though. Getting some good
Radiant's
value there.
bottom tower
He's
is
1200 into his Blink Dagger. There we see Ink combo again. Usually results in a death of a support, and this time it's Kuroki.
And they're chasing for...
Continue on now. Bolt comes out. ILTW gets some nice damage bonus. That can connect on MR. Mind Control comes in though. TPs beautifully into the charge. Looking to find an easy kill turnaround onto the IO. That's going to continue here. But nice soulbind. He just hit level 6 here. Going to turn this around. Double kill for BZM. And ILTW looks to be next on the list. Making a triple. And BZM's Orchid is done at base. That is great news for OG.
Yeah, getting a triple kill. He also got the kill on Kuroki. He got all 4 kills. This Storm Spirit just skyrocketed in net worth and is now 6.8k at minute 12. That is huge amount of farm. He has the entire Orchid coming out. He's going to be denied the regen rune by Kuro, though. That was pretty crucial.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
If he got that, too, that would be criminal level of scaling here.
Storm loves that regen rune, that is for sure. So has his Orchid officially now. Taiga, you can see they're just setting up for yet another Inkswell combo. They're just waiting for an enemy to show on the map.
Scanning.
They have a smoke, so we'll see if they want to use it. And there we go.
I like how active they're being around Storm and then just letting both Dragon Knight and TA farm. The action happened to be around
Dire's
Dragon Knight
middle
last time, but he didn't
tower
have to go
is
anywhere.
Yep, that is true. They're not saying Inkswell this time because they know they don't need it. It's an Orchid. Orchid reveal for BZM. And that's another easy kill for OG. And this is, I mean, anytime you see a Storm start, like get off to a start like this, things are scary for the other team typically.
Terrifying. And right now they're waiting for items to counter the Orchid. They have the BKB on Kunkka being built. Yeah, there we see. Even though the overlap stance a little bit there with the Soulbind, doesn't really matter. The Soulbind is so strong in this team when you have double DK stun, double Vortex. They got some great lockdown.
Double Phantom's Embrace. Don't forget the synergy of Grimstroke himself.
True.
With
especially once you get level 10, 50 DPS on Phantom's Embrace is a crazy talent if you want to go that route.
But they've been using Inkswell so much that I don't know if they can pass that up.
Yeah, probably just gonna take that. Better for a support.
I mean, I don't know how much farm Taiga is going to get this game, but this is potential if it goes late
Radiant's middle
is a
tower
relatively
is under
good
attack.
Aghanim Scepter game for Grimstroke. I think the illusion of Medusa is not too shabby once he has ridiculous stats with Scotty and all that good stuff.
Yeah, that's definitely. I think he might just go for the Etherlands shard and then straight Aghanims afterwards. I don't see a need for him to go for other items than that. But I like the choice. He already put the shard in a quick buy. The Storm itself is great and a little bit healing as well.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite shards in the game for sure. Kuroki gets off the knife, but you see the blink reveal from MR. And Inkswell's going to connect on two, but a nice Stone Gaze. That's going to keep Storm in place. BZM not able to be healed enough from Misha, so that is a huge kill for Enigma. Soulbind onto two, but this is more of a retreat for OG as Yuragi's stuck in a really bad spot. There comes MR, pops that Dragon Form with another Inkswell to follow. They're going to be able to kill Miracle. Very nicely done. ILTW looks to be walking away just fine, though. Microsoft, on the other hand, though, completely surrounded. This was such a back-and-forth fight, but it looks like OG still come out on top. He X-marks, but he gets the BKB and will walk away regardless. Kuro still has Fiend's Grip, so they could potentially turn this around again. But Tier 1 tower is already down.
That was so unfortunate for Storm Spirit. He zipped in. I don't even think that turn either was a god level prediction by Kunkka, but I think he was just trying to aim for the Dragon Knight, and then Storm zipped in, got caught by it, and then the combo by the boat. If that indeed was a prediction by Iltivir, then that was crazy.
There is nothing worse than initiating when you know they don't see you.
Where's the party?
And then getting stunned by some AoE. All the time. And Kuro, he's gonna likely drop to the soul burn here, but
What a miss!
all right, BZM is basically out of mana. Spirit Vessel is there as well, but there's the save. Nicely done from Misha. Will likely cost him his life, but a second death for Storm would have hurt a lot here.
They might want to fight this.
Yeah, they're actually coming in. Tiger's in the vicinity. Storm comes in as well. GH not gonna be able to use his field here. ILTW is not expecting this transition over. That's gonna be an easy kill going the way of OG. Make it 2. And Miracle forced to use Stone Gaze to retreat, but they're just gonna reinitiate in. BZM with very little mana, but Yuragi is here with that newly picked up Desolator. Amar jumps in as well with the Dragon Tail. Miracle still has a decent amount of mana. Now look at this damage being done to BZM. Deather Strike being faked out. Yuragi, oh, it's gonna be applied to BZM instead. Still being saved by Misha here as Mind Control continues to get right click into Oblivion. Yuragi gets credit for that kill. So Miracle at the very least lives, but they've lost basically everybody in this engagement. Does Nigma.
Wow, OG, they just commit everything. Like Storm zips in, uses all his mana aggressively, and then he's like, well, Wisp, fix me up. You know, like you have Soul Ring on Wisp, so you can give a bit of extra mana. It's a very neat little build that people do when playing together with Storm Spirit. Also using it to give mana to Dragon Knight right now.
And OG, I mean, they're looking great. This is such a good start to have against something like a Medusa, where Miracle has been kind of kept in check a little bit. Still top 3 net worth as we're seeing the replay here. Do you think this was a symptom of Nigma just assuming that they were going to sacrifice Misha?
Yeah, you can easily underestimate the potential of a team coming back like this, but they don't rely on big cooldowns on OG. So when they relocate out, the Storm got healed to full HP, full mana. He's basically as good as he was at the start of the fight, but nothing ever happened.
Amar, you get X into the boat, still at half health, and Misha saves. And he's close enough to the tier 1. Actually, they go to the tier 1. Little baby zip here, but
yeah, just a small reposition.
Misha all over the place this game. I mean, the supports for OG have really set the tempo between the Inkswell and the saves from Misha.
Yeah, for sure. They played really well around the mid laner too. And Misha has been on point with the saves this game. Now it's Dragon Knight smoked up, coming around.
Yep, has his level 2 DK form to work with.
Welcome back.
But looks like Roshan is going to be attempted, so he could be... I don't know if they're going to get here in time.
Yeah,
they have an idea that this is happening. Swarm comes out, but Roshan is going to be mega dead before then. Rocky looks to be taking everything for himself here. So Aegis and Rosh go to OG.
Yeah, very nice quick pick there when you have level 4 and Meld. Rosh dies so quickly. And no way Nigma could really contest it. This is the downside of running a mid-hero like Medusa. She is a lot slower. You get the fancy.
And Tiger might get caught out here. Has the Inkswell on MR, but the Nightmare's going to keep him in place. And Misha looking to be trying to save Tiger, but they're going to try to focus on Misha instead. Mind Control with another strike. And the rest of Nigma are in the distance. They're going to jump in from the storm. The Soulbind as well. The double electric vortex. On the run they go, but Kuroki buys back in the game. You can see another wasted Stone Gaze from Miracle. And you see Mind Control just stuck on the other side of the river. So OG again getting the better of this fight.
Yeah, they're running away with it right now. I mean, Kuro even bought back trying to fight, TPing into that outpost, but it takes so long to TP in on outposts. So he's not there in time, and they're the ones handedly losing the fight again. And this Storm is 9-1 and 6. He's looking like a beast.
For sure.
Dire's top tower
I want to talk about a couple item
attack.
progressions here. So first of all, curiously for ILTW, he obviously had the early Helm of the Iron Will, went for BKB after, and it looks like he's just skipping the armlet entirely. And then on the other side, Yuragi has the Aghanim Scepter, which we talked about the other day, where a lot of people are not picking this up as often. What do you think being a TA expert yourself?
I think this is a
We
great
have to hold that spot walk as ILTW gets jumped. Pops the BKB. Okay, you speak about TA. That Misha will die.
Yeah, he dies, but they keep chasing, dude. They want more.
Yeah. MR is in the vicinity as well, so they're going to get the support kill
Radiant's
at minimum.
bottom tower is
And
under
that's
attack.
A lot of mana, but still with the Aegis.
Buyback death, so he's dead for 50. But yeah, this Aghanim from TA, I said yesterday it's a win more item, and in this game they're already really far ahead. They can take full map control with this, and he's probably gonna buy Shard immediately as well, and then get even more player potential and more traps to teleport to. I think it's a smart choice going Aghanim here.
Dire's middle tower is
And
under
what are your
attack.
thoughts on the armlet not ever being
Radiant's
finished for
bottom
ILTW?
tower
Was it just
is under
like
attack.
he figured that they're just being so aggressive with the Inkswell combos You just need the magic immunity. But then now he's not going back for it at all.
Yeah, I think you recognize the threat of this Orchid on Storm. Like, Storm is having too good of a game and you needed to get your BKB. But it feels terrible seeing this Helm of Iron Will basically being useless now compared to Armlet. Armlet is so much damage first run hero. I'd like to see it
going to show himself top. Yeah, I mean, I feel like it used to be an item that you wanted to get early, but now it feels like it's just really good for the whole game in most cases. But we'll see what he ends up. He has the assault queued up, so
yeah, definitely going to do that.
That's why for some there's initiation from BZM. Phantom's Embrace has the BKB, so they're trying to reset here. And there's a Stone Gaze, but the Soul Bind, I should say, keeps them at bay, so they do find Taiga at minimum here, but the jump in now from BZM, he's expended most of his mana, trying to bait things out, but the Nether Strike with the Spirit Vessel applied, BZM has to be a little bit careful here. Yuragi though, the bullet's actually going to finish off BZM, so Misha not able to save him this time around, as Amar and OG probably want to get out, I would think, as Yuragi still has the Aegis though. The Mind Control gets up one more charge for the road. Looks like he's going to get out just fine though, as Miracle brings some cover for him, but it looks like GH will not be so lucky. But despite being outnumbered, continuing to fight thanks to that Aegis advantage right now for...
About that Aegis, I'm a little bit surprised that they didn't give it to Storm. I feel like Storm is basically the best Aegis carrier in the entire game, just due to the fact that he has no cooldowns that he relies on, and that he uses both the HP and the mana when he comes back at full. And TA can, you know, be pretty safe just by having Refraction. So I'm a little bit surprised they didn't give it over to him, and he did get focused on and died in that fight on the Storm.
Yeah, plus Storm had a pretty big killing streak as well. I mean, I think it's possible that they were a little bit afraid because Enigma were working their way towards the pit. I remember that BZM zipped out.
Yeah, true.
As he got hit by a swarm. So I don't know if it was like in a... They were kind of in a hurry, or if that was a conscious decision or not. But yeah, obviously Storm is... I mean, there's definitely no better Aegis carrier in the game.
Is under attack.
The best regen carrier as well. He's going to get initiated on him. Amar jumps in, but the Nightmare with the potential save. Miracle's in the vicinity, but the Stone Gate still available. OG resetting again, but the X into the Torrent. BZM. Oh, he's going to get gripped. Misha is. So the save they were expecting is finally going to get punished. But initiation, Amar jumps in again. The Biter on the IO as well. Both coming with Soulbind, option 2. Can they combo this up? Nightmare saving Miracle for a little bit. BZM has to reset again. Very little mana to speak of. Now the Strike is going to try to take down BZM, but he's going to try to focus down Mind Control info. He's creating so much havoc on the backline. But Weaver is dead, and Mind Control again left to his own devices. It feels like he's so deep in these fights. The rest of his team not even remotely close. Double kill for Amar, 3 dead for Nigma, and it costs 1 buyback on the Misha for OG.
Yeah, this shard silence from TA is creating a lot of problems. The Weaver can't get his ulti out the way he wants, so he's just running in circles, like being silenced by it. It's just even more silence when you already have Orchid and the Phantom's Embrace.
Question is, can they save the racks? I think they can. Aegis is gone. The tower is down. They don't have Stone Gates for another 30. ILTW no bolt for 15, so maybe the melee racks will go down here. As BZM. Yeah, OG want to reset. They're not going to commit for the melee racks. The cooldowns for the death timer is still a little bit too quick to get racks at this point.
I think they just back out. They have such a punishing lineup for Nigma to push out on the map. There's both the relocate and then the Storm being able to jump from far away, and of course TA having Aghanims as well, so all of them can pretty much be there immediately. If just Grimstroke is around, suddenly the entire team is there.
And BZM obviously has had this Orchid, and Kaya Sange is going for the Lincoln, so that's to prevent either charge, Nether Strike, X, anything that can catch him off guard. Of course, you can set this up with like a Mind Control taking off Lincolns from global range, and then you get the X off, but it's pretty difficult still.
Yeah, it's a great item. Also gives a lot of mana regen in general. Paired up with Kaya Sange, which amplifies your mana regen, you get a lot of value from it.
Scanning.
And I mean, typically BKB would be pretty good, but you're going against Fiend's Grip, you're going against Nether Strike, even Stone Gaze goes through BKB, so a lot of the value would be lost.
Yeah, I think it's a great item. In general, we have seen so many more Lincoln Spheres lately. It's a great item. People are
Radiant's
picking up
bottom
on how
tower is
it's
under
been
attack.
buffed pretty consistently over the last like 8 patches.
Yep, because it was terrible before.
Yeah.
It's objectively bad. LTW is going to be safe here. So what can Nigma do to try to get back in this game? They have, I mean, they have Halberd on mind control. LTW is still working on this assault, by the way. He has dropped off a cliff, it feels like, with his farm on progressing these items.
It's a big item to finish, and they have been having tough team fights, so combination of that, he's just been kind of stuck, whereas there's been a lot of progression on OG. What they can do, I think they have to somehow bait OG to commit on Miracle. They need to use the fact that Medusa is so tanky, because I don't think they can fight without Medusa. The moment they take any skirmish, it's gonna be all of OG, right? So you need OG's resources to be committed on someone who can sustain it a little bit, and that's only Medusa at this point.
Yeah, and they have not only the Roche advantage in terms of killing it a little bit faster than Nigma, they also have traps, so you can literally see when Roche spawns here. Although Taiga is doing a ward impression for himself, was standing in the pit for quite a while.
Yep. When there's a trap in
LTW has finished the assault, so we'll see how much damage this is going to make. Inkswell with the initiation from Storm Spirit. They're stun locking to a high degree. Nightmare save for a little bit. Pops the BKB. It looks like Yuragi's going to finish him off along with Kuroki. And that is rough stuff. Using the BKB charge as well as mind control able to charge out, but we'll see if Miracle can get out or not. Amar jumps in again with that blink dagger. That's the dragon form activated. You see Bane, Kuroki buys back into the game, but there's no way you're saving Miracle in this spot.
You had your warning.
Yeah,
Dragon form activated next on Kuroki, so this is going to be a dieback for him as well. Enigma just falling apart at the seams. And we'll see if OG can get either a Rax or
Dire's
potential
middle
Roche in 30
barracks are under attack.
Amar runs in and plants a flag in the enemy base. He can't even do damage yet to the enemy base. He's just there to claim the territory. He's on the moon right now.
That's mental damage. That is permanent. That never goes away.
Speaking from experience, or?
Yes. Oh yeah.
Radiant's bottom tower
100%.
is
Well,
under
when you get
attack.
old, you start forgetting things too. So maybe that's one benefit of getting old.
That's how it goes away.
Kicking in and whatnot. Yeah. So focusing on the top tier 3, and this is going to be a very, very difficult hold. Yuragi has BKB up in 10 seconds. Amar in 3 seconds.
Dire's middle barracks is falling.
Going to get the range racks in mid. Focusing melee top for now, though. And that will finally go down.
Dire's top barracks has fallen.
Yuragi is getting set up. Oh, they actually do not properly do the X Torrent combo.
Dire's
they're
top
gonna deny
barracks
the Rax.
Is denied. That's mental damage returned now.
Yeah, it's cleaned out now. Evened out. But it looks like OG are being very systematic here in the push. They didn't immediately go for the Rax mid, but instead they're realizing Roshan is up. Oh, Nigma coming to a dangerous high ground.
This could be the final stand for Nigma in this game. A beautiful soul line onto 2 with the Inkswell to follow. Stone Gaze was already popped, and looks like Kuroki's being focused on the backside. He is taking out 35 seconds on the deck. No buyback to work with. Nice boat coming in. Save from Io, keeping Yuragi safe, and he's just going to pound on everybody. It looks like Nigma, as I choke on myself, Waga, are trying to retreat, but are forced to fight close to their own base. LTW is down, and it looks like Nigma are going to lose this best of 1 to OG. As Miracle left all alone here, has to stand his ground, but not much he can do with it.
Medusa gonna go down, no way to really stay alive. They have so much sustained chase on OG. Like, you have this tanky Dragon Knight just running after you, the TA Aghanims to jump after. Of course, with healing up whoever is a little bit too low, switching between the targets. This is like a Polyamorous Wisp. He's not staying with one guy, always buffing him. He's going for whoever needs a little bit of help here.
That's true. Misha, I mean, between Misha and Taiga, they have been the MVP. I know that a lot of kills have gone to TA, and I shouldn't say there's been an MVP. Every player's had their time to shine, but the support play at the beginning of the game, like I said earlier, really set the tone. And Nigma not ready to concede quite yet. Obviously, best of 1, have to ride it out. We've seen crazier comebacks before, but it would require OG to make some massive mistakes.
Yeah, at this point. And now OG not looking like they're going to be undisciplined. They're going to go straight into Roche, who's up. And I can only imagine they're going to start working on the tier 1 tower on bottom after that, which is still up at 30 minutes.
Yeah. That'll be the next step, it seems.
Looking well and healthy for now.
Shard is up.
Yeah.
Amar is going to eat it. A little surprised they didn't give it to BZM, actually. But you will get that fireball. What do you think of fireball? I think it's...
Yeah, I wish it had something else to it. It's, you know, just damage. But it is AoE control. It's like a weak macropire on a lower cooldown, right? It's like just a little bit of AoE control in some regards. But
I want to know the exact difference between that fireball and the Black Dragon's fire skill, whatever the hell that's called. They are very similar indeed. I'm sure it's more powerful.
Actually, I think the Black Dragon is stronger and has lower cooldown. So the Black Dragon is literally just better. Yeah, it's 85 damage per second and has a 15-second cooldown, whereas Dragonite has 20-second cooldown and 65 damage.
But the AoE has to be smaller, right? The fireball for Dragonite seems huge. 450 AoE?
Yeah, it's bigger AoE. It's 300 on the...
Bigger AoE, but suckier everything else.
Worse in every other regard. I mean...
That is very sad to hear.
You only have 5-second downtime on the Black Dragon fireball, so you can keep, you know, repositioning it where it needs to be.
Yeah. Well, Yuragi has the BKB pocketed right now, has the MKB in his inventory. As we can see, looks like the old Spirit Breaker is going to drop to the deck. Still has buyback in mind control. But OG are just constricting the map, and the lead is just growing even more. 27k network lead. I was not expecting... You gave OG the advantage, but I was not expecting something like this. You can see the jump in from Amar. All right. I have the Soul Bind up to 2. They're just going to trade it for the Stone Gaze. That seems to be what they've been doing all game. But Mind Control does take out Taiga with no buyback. So this turns into a 4v5 situation. With the buyback on Mind Control. The zip in, BZM focusing on several heroes. Yeah, they're has the BKB of sorts. Alright, potential save now from Misha. Rocky getting really low. He didn't complete this, of course. They're going to get Kuroki yet again. Both coming in with that buff. Delicious run for Nick, for OG. That's a beautiful, that's an Aghanim Scepter picked up by BZM. And ILTW is going to get dropped to the deck. Mind Control and Miracle look to be next on the list. And Enigma Galaxy are going to lose this game with a 30k network deficit. GG's come out. So they are 0-2 in tiebreakers, and OG tie it up 1-1 for themselves.
Yeah, what a nice little black hole from Storm there to finish it on, you know, the Aghanim Scepter coming into play. But yeah, I think OG's draft obviously looked better to me because there's a TA in it, but I think at the end of the day here, we can say that Nigma never had a chance to activate and make plays. Hello, Cap.
Howdy!